Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing great today on this beautiful Saturday. I've got great news for you guys on SSI, VA, and SSDI today. This is your second stimulus check update. This is your stimulus check update for Saturday, June 6th. And so this is going to be your second stimulus update. I've got a special update for you guys on SSI as well as SSDI. And those of you who have not yet received your stimulus check, I've got news for you and what you need to be able to, what you need to do in order to get it. We've got a lot to cover today, including Trump getting behind additional stimulus. I know you guys want to hear about that. So let's get started. Most people want to know if they're going to be getting a second round of stimulus checks. I'm going to cover this topic and get some answers to you. We're also going to let you know how to get your stimulus check if you have not already received it. Even if you're on SSI and SSDI, because a lot of you guys were told that if you're on SSI, VA, or SSDI, then the IRS would automatically send you a check. Now, I've read hundreds of your comments in my previous stimulus check update videos, so I'm going to attempt to help you guys out with this video. So if you have not already, please go ahead and tap the like button because it really helps me out. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm at 5,000 subscribers and I never thought I would be here. I really could not have done it without you guys' support. So I just want to say thank you guys for helping me out. But anyway, let's get into it. My name is Ron, and on this channel, we talk about all things personal finance and entrepreneurship. So if you're into that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Now, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I drop new videos and release new content. For those of you who have not been keeping up with the details on the stimulus check updates and stimulus bills, the $2.2 trillion stimulus package was passed on March 27th called the CARES Act. The CARES Act paid out the $1,200 stimulus checks to many Americans through direct deposit and paper checks. While most people have already received their stimulus checks, there's still a lot of people out there waiting on the sideline. So for those of you who still haven't received your stimulus checks, be sure to stick around because later on in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to get your stimulus checks. So stick around for that information. Now, the government forced an economic shutdown when the pandemic began in order to slow down the spread of the sickness and to protect the people. But as you know, this decision forced many businesses to shut down and it caused over 40 million people to lose their jobs. This is why the government began sending out the stimulus checks through the CARES Act. That's exactly why they started. They're not just sending checks out for no reason. We were expecting Great Depression kind of unemployment numbers as a result of this. But the unemployment numbers that came out just Friday, just yesterday, were surprisingly good. In fact, when the May jobs report came out yesterday, we saw the largest number of payrolls gained on record, especially during a time when everyone was expecting to see far more people being unemployed. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like great news for anyone who's looking to get back to work. Now, for those of you who are waiting on your stimulus checks, it seems like President Trump has your back. Many people were speculating, saying that if the economy picked up, then the government would stop sending out the stimulus payments. But President Trump just held a press conference yesterday, and he said that he'll ask Congress to pass more economic stimulus, including a payroll tax cut, due to the government reporting a huge improvement in the U.S. unemployment situation on Friday.
So we're going to be asking for a payroll tax cut. We'll be asking for additional stimulus money because once we get this going, it'll be far bigger and far better than we've ever seen in this country.
There's a lot of speculation going on regarding the second stimulus checks and stimulus payments, but this remark from President Trump, it seems that he is still on board with sending out additional stimulus checks. So that's great. Now, directing the economy is like controlling a cruise ship. I seriously doubt that they're going to, make a drastic decision or any kind of drastic changes in stimulus payment plans just because a single statistic has come out about unemployment. Plus, there's still over 20 million people unemployed, and much of the businesses and states are still yet to open. For those of you who have not yet gotten your stimulus payments, there was a press release that came out from the U.S. Treasury and IRS that said 159 million economic impact payments worth more than $267 billion have been distributed to Americans in 2 months. Payments have been sent to all eligible Americans for whom the IRS has the necessary information to make a payment. These totals do not include the more than $2.5 billion that have been delivered to U.S. territories for payment to territory residents. The Trump administration has delivered 159 million economic impact payments worth more than 267 billion to Americans in record time, according to Steve Mnuchin. Now, did you guys catch the key parts of that statement? The IRS said payments have been sent to all eligible Americans for whom the IRS has the necessary information to make a payment. So if you're eligible and have not received your stimulus payment, then there's two scenarios taking place here. Number one, the IRS thinks that you already have your stimulus payment. Scenario number two, the IRS knows that they haven't sent your payment, and the reason they haven't sent your payment is because they don't have the information that they need about you. Now the question is, what do you do from here? First, you need to figure out which group you fall into. If you've already received a Trump letter, then the IRS thinks that they have already sent you a payment. That means that you fall into the first group. Now, if you have not received the Trump letter, then you fall into the second group. Now let's talk about what you need to do if you fall into the first group, then I'll cover what you need to do if you fall into the second group. So if you're in the first group and you've received the Trump letter, but you still have not received your stimulus check, then you need to find the Trump letter and call the 800 number and they can help you out. The number is 800-919-9835. Let me warn you though, the hold times are typically very, very long, and but if you can get through to them, an IRS agent can do a trace on your stimulus payment and help you out. Now, like I said, it's very hard to get through, but if you have the time and if you have the patience, it could be worth it to you. This is your best option. Now, the second option would be to file a Form 3911. This is basically a paper form that tells the IRS that you have received the Trump letter, but you have not received your stimulus check. This would need to be mailed in, and it has been said that the IRS is backlogged by about 10 million paper forms already, so this would definitely be the slower option. Now, for the second group, for those of you who have not received a Trump letter, if you remember the statement earlier from the IRS that said payments have been sent to all eligible Americans for whom the IRS has the necessary information to make a payment. So this means that for whatever reason, you fall into the category of people that the IRS believes that they do not have enough information on. It's not your fault, but for whatever reason, the IRS doesn't have that information that they need to send you your stimulus check. But here's what I would do. I would file my 2019 tax return if I had not done so already, or I would use the IRS non-filers tool if I was not required to file a tax return. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a licensed tax professional, so check with your tax advisor for guidance on where you stand. But this is what I would do. Now, there's a small segment of the population that's on Social Security, SSI, VA, SSDI that did not receive their stimulus check payments, even though that they were told that there was nothing they needed to do. So it's not your fault if you happen to fall into this category, but these are some steps that can be taken to help you get your stimulus check if you haven't received it. I can't control the government or the IRS, and it seems like everything just takes forever with them. But at some point in my life, I was tired of constantly stressing and worrying about my job, never having enough money to do, things that I enjoyed doing, like traveling, taking trips with my family, having a nice car, and, being able to go to nice restaurants. One day, I just said enough is enough. I've been studying the habits of millionaires for over 15 years. And I can tell you that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. I know it might seem crazy, but it's true. I've personally built 5 streams of income, but the average person only has 1. This is the very reason why the rich keep getting richer while the average person has been struggling to make ends meet during the past several months, and why the wealth gap keeps getting wider. I started this channel because I've been fortunate enough to be exposed to these strategies that the rich use to build their wealth, and I like to help more people become financially stronger, especially during this time that so many people are hurting, they're worried, and they're concerned. I'm going to start making more videos expanding on the topic of millionaires, financial freedom, and the actionable steps that the average person can take to become one. If you're interested in more videos on how to become a millionaire, or at least how to create multiple streams of income, then be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if there's any topic or specific question that you would like me to cover in a future video, on how to build additional streams of income. And I'll see you guys on the next one.